want to take back what you said, but you think Tim Tebow could not block me? Okay.
I don't, actually, because I haven't gotten to speak yet. You said, I know it's bad, but I haven't spoken a word yet. And I don't know that that block was bad, but I'll explain that if you're going to give me the floor.
I'll give you the floor.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead, give me the floor.
All right. Before I launch upon this, I would like to step back and say that once again, this proves my point. No athlete I've ever covered or closely observed has ever detonated the sports world to the love side and the hate side the way Timothy Richard Tebow continues to do it at age 34 as he is trying to be a quote-unquote tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've never seen anything quite like what happened on Saturday evening. We had 10 preseason games being played on Saturday afternoon into the evening. 10 games, and they featured Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, obviously, in this game. And my man Trey Lance in another game, which was San Francisco against Kansas City. And Trey Lance threw an absolute lightning bolt of a rocket of a pass for an 80-yard touchdown.
Right.
And it trended a little bit, but this trended on top. This just got legs and was fueled by its own fire. And before I knew it, it's going to the top of the trends. And it stayed there all night long. We are talking about a block, quote-unquote block, thrown by Tim Tebow, number 85, the what? He's actually the tied for fourth string tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, so that's the perspective of what just happened on Saturday evening. And we are actually leading our show Undisputed on Monday morning with this, and I'm happy to do it because I am happy to try to make my case for what I saw on the block, and I'm obviously not an NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame tight end like Shannon Sharp is sitting across from me, but this is what I saw on said block. I saw a third-string left defensive end named Curtis Weaver, once upon a time a fifth-round pick of the Dolphins who's bounced around, got waived by the Dolphins, wound up with the, who were they playing? I can't even think who they were playing.
Browns.
The Browns, yeah, this Cleveland Browns. Okay, so he's the Browns. He's the third-string left defensive end. And on said play, Curtis Weaver, I don't know what defense was called because I was not in the defensive huddle, but he crashes down. And I don't know if that's the defense called or if he just sort of lost his mind in a preseason game. And he just almost stumbles down the line of scrimmage to his right. And he's careening sideways. And Tim Tebow is supposed to execute what I grew up in this business learning is a wham block. That's you go in motion, and I don't know if you guys call it a wham block.
We called it wham,
Did you? Okay, because it was way back my early days with the Cowboys, they called it a wham block. You send the tight end in motion, and he has a designated target, and it's often that defensive end, and you have to blow him out of the hole, and you're actually the lead. You're sort of the fullback.
You're the lead blocker.
You're the lead blocker on the play. Not your favorite kind of play. Right?
Because I did a lot of that.
Yeah, you did a lot of that, but you didn't love a lot of that. Okay, so Tebow, he's going down the line, and as he looks to his left, Curtis Weaver is crashing down the line of scrimmage. And I'm sure there's some shock factor, like, what is he doing? Well, I guess I'll chip him a little bit as he goes by just to make sure he stays blocked going that direction. So he kind of awkwardly chips with his inside shoulder.
His off shoulder,
And Curtis Weaver falls completely out of the play. And Tebow is so awkwardly off balance because the man he's supposed to block is running away from him that he actually stumbles sideways for a second and ends up sort of banging face mask with one of his own teammates, which is just completely weird. But the point is, you said that some people said he got the job done. Well, I think I was the first to immediately tweet, he did get the job done. So I'm sure they were sending that tweet to you. So the point was, he accomplished what his designation on the play was to get that number 59, that left defensive end. He didn't really have to do anything, but he got it. And the running back named Ogunbowale, he takes the handoff to the right, and it was a pretty good hole. And he got his 6 yards. It was actually a 2nd and 8 play from the 11-yard line, from the Cleveland's 11-yard line. And he took it 6 yards down, and they ended up throwing a touchdown pass on that play for their first touchdown of the game. So my point is, if you had been in his shoes, what else can you do? you might have just watched him run and just said, like, you could have cut up to the second level and looked for somebody else.
No. I wouldn't, because that's my responsibility, Skip. His job, the way I would, when I'm coming in motion, I'm looking at him, but I'm looking at that safety. The safety is telling me, well, there's somebody already that's there for force, this end's going to crash. But, Skip, that's nuances that Tim Tebow wouldn't know because he's never played that position.
He has never played that position.
So in that situation, Skip, what I do is I square him and I wash him down. That's what I would have done.
Okay, but by the time he turned to block him, he was sort of gone. He was like he had already run himself out of the play.
Yes.
Because obviously 59 doesn't know the play is about to go right over his gap, right through his hole.
But that's the thing, Skip. There are nuances, like, you know, things about journalism and writing and TV that when I just came here, I didn't know. But you have done this for so long, it's second nature to you.
Got it?
Me having played and I learned fronts, I know, okay, I'm looking at this front. This is what we call an over front. I go in motion and I see where that safety is. I say, he ain't got no choice because this guy's going to fill the lane. And so the end's going to what we call pinch. Okay,
so I ask you again, is it not your second line of thinking to go second level to say, if I don't really need to block him, should I just cut up the field and look for the safety?
An offensive lineman probably would have done that. He probably would have given a hand, seeing the guy taking him out of his place. But Tim is saying, hold on, that's my guy. I'm not that advanced yet, Skip, where I can give a hand. He's out of the play. Me turn up and maybe help and create another block. I don't have I'm not worried about that. That's next level. That's graduate stuff.
Okay.
So he's not there yet.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, Skip, is that was the wrong shoulder. And you have to understand, in my line of thinking, Skip, I was always thinking, that might be Howie Long. That might be Bruce Smith. That might be Reggie White. And the things of that nature. And that's why I said I needed the preseason, because that was my opportunity to work on my footwork. Because those guys, let me tell you something about Howie Long. Howie Long, because I don't know if he had a hearing aid or something, but he could smell a wham block coming. These guys are really good. And they know when that trap block is coming. And when they feel that trap block coming, they say, hell with the running back. They're looking to unload on you.
Okay. Great. So here's the point. You said that any other tight end would be cut by Tuesday off this block. And I say, I don't know what else he could have done under the circumstance. He did, quote unquote, get the job done. The play went for 6 yards. Where he gets cut on Tuesday, most tight ends, would be if he faced that man up. If 59 comes head-to-head or tries to blow him up, and he tries to play patty cake with him and gets knocked 5 yards into the backfield, then you'd say, you don't belong on an NFL field.
Do you actually think Tim Tebow really wanted to hit that guy? Because, Skip, like I said, blocking, and I know people are like, well, he ran, he broke Emmitt Smith. Running with the football and blocking, moving a man against his will is two entirely different things. The question is, it's not about size. Tim Tebow is plenty big enough. Blocking is about leverage and angles. Creating a leverage and creating an angle and having the leverage to move someone. That's all he needs to do, Skip. But there are nuances. It's all about want to. When they asked me to move tight end, at the time that Dan Reeves asked me to move, Skip, I was about 212 pounds, maybe 213, 14. But at that point,
Tebow's probably 260.
Okay. Skip. And we used to do short motion, Skip, and the center would swim a nose guard. I would have to wham Joe Phillips, so I would have to wham one of the...
Like the nose.
Yeah. Skip, that's 300 pounds, 212. But Dan would always tell me, he said, son, just don't stop your feet. Hit him as hard as you can. You're probably not going to win, but we just need you to create a distraction, and the running back's going to hit the hole quick. And that's all he has to do, Skip. That doesn't look like he wants to. It looks like he's tipping.
As in tiptoeing.
Tiptoeing, yes.
I got it. Okay, to me, blocking is just like rebounding. In the end, it's some technique, some leverage, but in the end, it's just about your desire. Do you have the heart, the gut, the desire to do it? Do you want the ball worse than the other guy wants the ball, or do you want to get that man on the ground worse than he wants to make the tackle? So in the end, the one thing I wouldn't question about Tebow, I'd question technique, but I would not question his heart for it, because he was as physical a runner of the football, certainly at the quarterback position, as I have ever seen. He did not mind contact carrying the ball. Now, you could argue at age 34, he's going to mind contact of men who are big or bigger than, as big or bigger than he is. But I doubt it. I wouldn't dock him for that. Technique, yes. Guts, no.
Skip, as a guy that caught the ball and ran with it, I would much rather catch and run with it than block somebody. Because you have to...
You were not known for your blocking.
No, but you have to understand is that, no, I wasn't known, but it couldn't be a situation where I never got taken out of the game because of run blocking once I became a starter. Obviously, when I was moving around, they had Clarence Curry, Orson Mobley, guys that were more qualified to block, especially the younger. But as I got older, Dan's like, excuse me. Dan Reeves used to say, son, you're going to have to get better at blocking. He says, because it's a telltale. When we take you out, it's a run. We bring you in, it's a pass. We're going to have to be able to find a way to keep you on the field so they don't know run or pass. And Mike Shanahan told me once he got the job, he said, either you're going to do the job or we're going to find somebody else to do the job for you. But you won't be here.
Okay, so if you had been in Tebow's shoes, as you turn to make the block and you see him crashing up the line, you do what?
I'd have washed him down.
Washed him by doing what?
Just square him up.
Okay, but he's gone. You can't square him up. He's running away from you down the line.
But Skip, that's why they slide him in motion. That's why you normally, Skip, if you watch everybody the way they go in motion, we used to go in motion and we never squared our shoulders. Now, if you look at him coming in motion, he's sliding. He's square. So he can see. So once they snap the ball, he see him disappears, I go right along with him.
Okay.
If you watch Tebow, look, he's square, Skip.
Okay. Did he not chip him in the right direction? Did he not keep his